In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body, the local source, and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers designated to receive such notice. The notice is also posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board. This is the regular meeting of December 21st, 2021. Let's stand for an invocation from Councilwoman Pater.
Dear Lord, as we come together this evening, we pray for our military, first responders, and residents. May many blessings be upon Mountainside this holiday season, and may we share with each other joyful hearts and a warm smile. We wish you all a Merry Christmas and safe and healthy New Year. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Martha, roll call.
Councilwoman Andre?
Here.
Councilman Dierkes?
Here.
Councilman Matajek?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Here.
Councilwoman Pater?
Here.
Okay, so the first thing we have is the approval of the minutes for the regular session meeting on November 23rd, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Matajek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have the minutes for the work and executive session meeting of December 7th, 2021.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Matajek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have a proclamation. We're going to do a proclamation for an Eagle Scout, Christian Gonzalez. I'm told that he is the 18th Eagle Scout out of our local Boy Scout troop. What's it, 177, which is fabulous. I know towns much smaller than ours that don't have half the number of Eagle Scouts. I always remember what Leonard Lance said when he came once to honor the Eagle Scout that was we were doing a proclamation for, and he said in his mind, Eagle Scouts are going to be the next great politicians in this country. They have honesty, they have integrity, all the qualities that we need in our politicians these days. So maybe someday you'll be up here granting proclamations to the 36th Eagle Scout in the future. So I'm going to ask Councilman Matajek to read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor. Very happy to read this one. Whereas Scouting is a movement that challenges, inspires, and guides young people towards high achievements and high values as expressed in the Scout Oath Law, motto, and slogan. And whereas Eagle is the highest rank in Boy Scouting and requires mastery of difficult challenges in diverse areas. And whereas to become an Eagle Scout requires demonstration of good character and community service, and whereas only a minority of Scouts ever achieves this distinguished accomplishment, and whereas Christian Gonzalez has demonstrated a special commitment to the Boy Scouts and has worked with great diligence to successfully complete the requirements for the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas for his Eagle Community Service Project, Christian Gonzalez created a path of stepping stones at the Watchung Reservation's Trail for the Sensory Impaired. And whereas 20 concrete stepping stones were casted and native animal footprints were imprinted onto the tops of the stones, which were then embedded into a 60-foot long path to serve as a way for people of all abilities to interact with nature. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside that they do hereby congratulate Christian Gonzalez on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout.
Okay, so we have a proclamation. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the proclamation say aye.
Aye.
So proclaimed. Why don't you, Steve, why don't you give our new Eagle Scout the proclamation, and if you want to say a few words about your project, or whatever you want to say a few words about, we'd be glad to listen.
Mayor, I just want to say thank you, Christian.
I don't think you can hear you yet, Deanna.
Thank you, Christian.
All right. Hello. You know what? I don't really need this. Not a huge crowd. Okay. Firstly, I want to thank all the people in our great community. I don't really know which way to look, but
Look at the camera. Come on, if you're going to be a politician, you got to look at the camera. Come on.
Stand around because you bite the microphone. I know it's a bit awkward. It's back.
No, I get it. Yeah, I got it. All right. First, I want to thank everyone in our great community at Mountainside. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Scouts, while it's important to have involved members of the scouting community, really what it comes down to is an involved community. That includes the adults that help, as well as all the people who make the things that we try to do possible. All the volunteers that we pull, very important. So firstly, thank the community. Second, I'd like to thank first the town council for always being there for our troop and being able to assist us whenever we ask. The county also for supplying us with the things we need when we go camping at Trailside Center, and also for my project, specifically an employee there, Mr. Dan Bernier, absolutely helped me so much on my project. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And the great people who work there, people at Scout Council, which isn't in Mountainside, but they also helped. They're great people as well. My project personally took, the whole process took kind of like 2.5 years. My project I worked on for 1.5 years, mostly in the planning phase. It got slow sometimes, and then it sped up, and then eventually we got it moving. 5 revisions were made. We, like the mayor had said, we casted 20 stepping stones out of 5-gallon buckets entirely out of concrete, and then imprinted animal footprints into the top of them and embedded them into a trail. It was a long process, but again, I wouldn't have been able to get there if it wasn't for the scouts, the scout leaders like Mr. Healy, my father, Micah, and just thank you to everyone, I guess. And thank you for the proclamation.
Good, congratulations. Okay, you don't have to stick around, if you don't want. Oh, okay, all right, good, fantastic. Okay, so next we have our resolutions. The first one is Resolution 132-2021. Bob, you want to move that?
Yes, Mayor. This resolution 132-2021 is a resolution adopting the Union County multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. Basically, it's an emergency management plan that's been adopted with the county and with the state on how things will go down in case there's an emergency. The plan is in place. The plan was submitted October 4th to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and both agencies, the New Jersey Office of Emergency Management, on November 17th. So basically, the plan has been approved by the county and the state, and this is just a resolution authorizing the plan. So moved.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Renee?
Yes.
Councilman Matijak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 133-2021. Deanna?
Thank you, Mayor. The owners of real estate in the borough of Mountainside pay their real estate and sewer taxes by the way of check in incorrect amounts. Therefore, be it resolved, the mayor and council of the borough of Mountainside authorized to cancel such amounts on tax and sewer accounts, whether owned to the borough or owned by the borough, of under $5. So moved.
We got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 134-2021. Rachel?
Yes, this resolution provides for end-of-year budget transfers, and whereas NJSA 40.A:4-58 provides for transfers within certain appropriations within the municipal budget during the last 2 months of the fiscal year, whereas the Chief Financial Officer has advised the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside that the need for certain transfers within the 2021 municipal budget exists. This resolution authorizes the Chief Financial Officer to make these transfers. And we're transferring from the current account dispatch salary and wages, $10,000, to A&E salary wages, $10,000. So moved.
I think you had it reversed, though, Rachel.
I did.
It's A&E salary and wages.
A&E to dispatch.
Okay, very good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Bob?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 135-2021. Steve?
Resolution 135-2021, authorizing the purchase of a salt dome for the Department of Public Works under the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement for salt and sand storage buildings from Clearspan Fabric Structures in the amount not to exceed $120,000. Whereas pursuant to NJSA 5234-6.2B3, the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside has authorized the use of Sourcewell Co-op to contract with various vendors for goods and services, and whereas NJSA 5234-6.2B3 permits the award of a contract without the necessity of competitive bidding, and whereas the Department of Public Works is in need of a salt and sand storage building, and whereas Clearspan Fabric Structures International is an authorized vendor under Sourcewell Co-op, and whereas the Director of Public Works recommends award of a contract to Clearspan Fabric Structures International in amount of $120,000, and whereas the Chief Financial Officer has certified funds in the amount of $120,000 for the salt and sand storage building. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside that a contract for the purchase of a salt and sand storage building is hereby awarded to Clearspan Fabric Structures International at 1395 John Fitch Boulevard, South Windsor, Connecticut, under Sourcewell Co-op at a cost of $120,000. So moved.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 136-2021. Renee?
Yes, a borough tax sale held on December 12, 2019. A lien was sold on 1136 Route 22. This lien was sold to U.S. Bank for a premium of $35,100. Suburban Title Examiners, the closing company for the sale of property, has paid the Borough of Mountainside all money due, including the affidavit, in the amount of $112,595.70. So therefore, be it resolved that the treasurer be authorized to issue a check to U.S. Bank in the amount of $112,595.70 plus a premium of $35,100. So moved.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 137-2021. Donna?
Yes. Resolution Resolution 137-2021 is for a fitness class for $168 to be refunded to a Lisa Engelmeyer in Kenilworth, New Jersey. So moved. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater.
Yes.
Okay, next is a resolution 138-2021. Oh, that's for Rachel, I'm
That's for
sorry.
me, yes. This resolution is to cancel an appropriation balance, whereas the following 2021 current fund appropriation balances remain unexpended, and it is necessary to formally cancel said balances. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside, the chief financial officer cancel the following unexpended balances of the current fund through the DPW garage in the amount of $900,000. So moved.
Second.
We got a motion, we got a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater.
Yes.
Next, we have resolution 131-2021. Steve?
And Resolution 139-2021, whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside hereby acknowledge the requirement of preliminary cost to determine the scope and cost of a proposed undertaking. The purpose of these preliminary costs are the engineering, appraisal, and related costs to establish the feasibility of the acquisition of Our Lady of Lourdes ball field, and that the amounts to be charged is for the purpose for which bonds may be issued under Chapter 2 of Title 40A. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the amount appropriated for preliminary costs shall not exceed $25,000, and the chief financial officer is authorized to set up a reserve for preliminary expenses out of the capital improvement fund of the general capital fund. So moved.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. We have a second?
Second.
Okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre,
Deanna?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater.
Yes.
Okay, so next we have a series of resolutions for employee salary adjustments. The first one is Resolution 140-2021 for employee Pat Gilstrap. Bob, you want to make that motion, please?
Sure, Mayor. The A&E committee met met with some employees and their supervisors about some increases in their salaries due to different performance, good work, and also some updated position, etc. Start reading the first one. This resolution increases salaries for borough employees. Am I clear enough there, or loud enough?
Yeah.
Whereas the borough periodically reviews the salaries being paid to borough employees to ensure that such salaries are fair and commensurate with other communities and are paying employees who perform the same or similar functions. Whereas review was conducted during 2021 with regard to salaries being paid to employees whose salaries are subject to resolution. Whereas department heads and borough administrator recommend to the A&E committee that the salary adjustments set forth in this resolution are made. Whereas the A&E committee has recommended the governing body that the salary adjustments be set forth in this resolution be made. Therefore, be it resolved that the salaries for the following borough employees be increased effective January 1st, 2022 in the amounts indicated. Pat Gilstrap, $4,400. The adjustments in this resolution anticipate any salary adjustment that the employee would otherwise have received in 2022, so that such employee will not be eligible for any additional adjustments in 2022. So moved.
Can we have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, Bob, the next one is going to be 141, 2020, and that's for Sue DeFrancesco.
Yes, Mayor. Whereas the borough periodically reviews the salaries being paid to borough employees to ensure that such salaries are fairly commensurate with what other communities are paying employees who perform the same or similar functions. Whereas a review was conducted during 2021, and whereas the department heads and the borough administrator recommended to A&E committee that the salary adjustment be set forth in this resolution be made, and whereas the A&E committee has recommended to the governing body that the salary adjustments set forth in this resolution are made. Now, therefore, be resolved that Sue DeFrancesco be bumped $10,000. The adjustment set forth in paragraph 1, that this anticipates any salary adjustment that the employee would have otherwise received in 2022, so that such employee will not be eligible for an additional adjustment in 2022. So moved.
Okay, we have a
Second.
motion. We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
No.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
No.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, so next we have the next one, which is, what's it? No, it's
No.
quarter to two. No tie. Next, we have Resolution 142-2021, and this is for employee Cindy West.
Whereas the borough periodically reviews salaries being paid to borough employees to ensure that salaries are fair and commensurate with other communities. Whereas the review was conducted during 2021 regarding the salaries being paid to employees whose salaries are subject to this resolution. Whereas the department heads and borough administrator recommended to the A&E committee that the salary adjustments set forth in this resolution are made. And whereas the A&E committee has recommended to the governing body that the salary adjustments set forth in this resolution be made. Now, therefore be resolved that Cindy West be increased $7,500. That the adjustment in the paragraph 1, this resolution anticipates any salary adjustment that might happen during 2022, so that such employees will not be eligible for any additional adjustments in 2022. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Okay, let's poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Abstain.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
No.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, so next we are going to have a discussion about the employee salary adjustment for Samantha Gwillinger. Bob, you want to give us the recommendation of the A&E committee?
Yes, Mayor. The A&E committee met with Samantha after being recommended for an increase from her direct supervisor, Frank Massell, the recreation director. Frank, in his letter and his information given to the committee, was that Samantha does a fantastic job in her position over the years. She's, especially over the last 2 years with the adjustments and changes that they had to do to keep the residents moving, and during the pandemic, the recreation had an all-time difficulty, engaging with the public, so they tried to offer as many programs as they could that were changing the way that we were living during the height of the COVID lockdown. So he was saying how she did a great job there. That she manages 15 part-time employees, all the volunteer coaches for the programs. She's also been certified to give the Rutgers Safety Clinics. One of the benefits of that is Rutgers Safety Clinics needs a minimum of 20 participants, and we don't usually have that kind of participation, so she can give the classes ourselves to keep our coaches in compliance. She's also a lifeguard instructor that she She instructs the lifeguards to get their certification, especially in the last 2 years where there's been a shortage of lifeguards. We've heavily recruited lifeguards that, maybe weren't looking at it as a career for the summer, but recruited and got them trained. And because she was available for training, she helped us keep the pool open this year. She continues to work on new programs. She also is working and updating the website outside of her work week. She knows the website and software that they use for the recreation department better than anyone, including the programmers that we purchased our software from. A letter from her, and then during the meeting with the committee from her, she basically was that she's offered 20 new programs and trips in the last 2 years, increased her numbers in the programming. She's also proud that they're trying to tie in the recreation department to other organizations like seniors groups and other groups to get them more involved. She's a resident of Mountainside. She's a volunteer fire member. She's also, she has hopes to one day become a director of Mountainside. She wants to stay here, and she's currently, which we don't typically take into consideration at the A&E committee level, the lowest paid in the county in her position by a substantial amount. The committee went with a little bit less than what was recommended by her supervisor. We are recommending, should I read it as I did the other ones, or how should I do this, John?
And on this one, Bob, you should also include paragraph 2, which is applicable.
Okay, also, Bob, before you do that, is there any questions or comments from any members of council? Okay, without any questions or additional comments, Bob, you can read the resolution now.
Yes, and just to understand, there will be a two-part increase. The increase in salary will be $6,000. There'll also be a $3,500 per year website stipend for operating and working on the borough's website off of her regular time paid. She currently does that now without compensation, so we thought it was fair that she be compensated for her time, because the website is the interactive part where a lot of residents communicate or see what's going on in the borough, and if she's being paid for it, she can actually help increase the content on there. So just to be clarify that. Whereas borough, what's the number of this resolution, Mayor?
It's going to be 143-2021.
Okay. Whereas the borough periodically reviews the salaries being paid to borough employees to ensure the salaries are fair and consistent with all other communities paying their employees in similar functions. Whereas such a review was conducted during 2021 regarding the salaries being paid to employees. Whereas the department heads and borough administrator recommended to the A&E committee that salary adjustments set forth in this resolution be made. Whereas the A&E committee has recommended to the governing body that the salary adjustments set forth in this resolution be made. Now, therefore, be resolved that the salaries of the following borough employee be increased effective January 1st, 2022, and the amount indicated would be a $6,000 increase and a $3,500 stipend for website maintenance, etc. That effective salary, so that's one. That effective salary for January 1st, 2022, and for as long as Samantha Gerlinder continues to administer and maintain the borough website, she will receive an annual stipend of $3,500. And the adjustments set forth in paragraphs 1 and 2 of this resolution anticipate any salary adjustment that the employee would otherwise have received in 2022, so that such employees will not be eligible for any additional adjustments in 2022. So moved.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
No.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Matijak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
No.
Councilwoman Pater.
Abstain.
So that means it's a 3-2, so that passes. Okay. So next, we have a number of second readings on ordinances. The first one is ordinance 1301-2021. Renee, you want to do that, please?
Yeah, this is an ordinance to amend ordinance 1277-2019, fixing salary ranges. So this is just an update of the salary ranges for municipal employees, and this covers everybody from the borough administrator all the way to part-time employees, such as a senior van driver. And I assume that this is posted on the website if somebody wanted to see it.
Okay,
So
so
moved.
we have a motion, we have a second.
Mayor, can I I know that we had a question from somebody on council. This is not changing the salaries for anybody on the borough employee. All it is changing the ranges. Sometimes the employees are at the top of the range just from normal, cost of living raises. It just adjusts ones that might be going over the top of the ranges. So there's a few of them in there that are adjusted. That's all, but they're not actually adjusting their pay at this point. It's just the range. Just to clarify that.
Yes, thank you, Bob.
Thanks a lot, Bob, for clarifying that.
Okay, we need a second, though.
Second.
Hold on, sorry. I think there's just either a typo. It says here the ordinance is 1301-2021, and then over on my sheet, it says ordinance 1304.
Yeah, I think when it printed out, Rachel, it kind of cut it off, like the ink.
Oh,
It's definitely 1304.
okay. Okay, thanks,
Because I
Martha.
read it as 13-1. Oh, so 13, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to
1304.
amend the motion for its resolution 1304-2021. So we have, you're going to make the amended motion, Renee? Just changing the number.
Okay, so this is ordinance 1304. Is that the right number?
That's correct.
For 2021, and this is an ordinance to fix the salary ranges for municipal employees.
Correct. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so at this point, it's, since it's a second reading, it's open to the public for any further discussion. Okay, I don't see any public participation. I need a motion to close the public portion. Motion to close?
So moved.
We have a second? Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Okay, all in favor of closing, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now closed. Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Matijek?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have ordinance 1305-2021, and Deanna, that's yours. Deanna? Deanna? Did we lose her? Okay, so,
Can anybody hear on the phone?
Bob, can you hear?
I can hear. Yes.
Deanna?
You want to take this, Mayor?
Yeah, why don't you take it?
This is an ordinance appropriating the sum of $385,000 for the resurfacing of Constitution Plaza, Rolling Rock Road, and a section of Birch Hill Road. This was a DOT grant, if I remember correctly. Is that correct? There.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So any this is a second reading?
Yeah, we need.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Deanna just called me. I think she got disconnected.
All right, we'll get her back on. Just tell her to hang on 1
Okay.
second.
Okay.
I'll put her on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Deanna, okay, you on my phone? Can you hear everybody?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys, I don't know how that happened.
That's okay. We're now on ordinance 1305-2021. It's the appropriation for the sum of $385 for the reconstruction of Constitution Plaza, Rolling Rock, and a section of Birch Hill, which is being offset by a DOT grant. Bob made the motion. We need a second.
Second.
Okay, so this is now open to the public on second reading. I see no members of the public. See no members of the public. Somebody want to make a motion to close the public
So moved.
section?
So moved.
We got a motion and we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater.
Yes.
Okay, next we have ordinance 1306-2021. Bob, you're gonna take this one too.
Yes, this is an ordinance implementing the collective bargaining agreement between the Borough of Mountainside and the Mountainside PBA Local 126 for the period of January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2026. This is a 5-year contract. Again, like I said during the original reading of it, I want to commend the PBA negotiating team and the police committee from the town for agreeing on this contract after one long meeting, and I think it's fair for both, and it sets the stage and we don't have to go through this again for the next 5 years. So moved.
Okay, we got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, now it's open to the public. Seeing no public, we need a motion to close the public.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of closing it, say aye.
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 Close, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater.
Yes.
Next, we have bills and claims. Renee?
Yes, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named and for the amount stated below have been duly audited and found to be correct this 21st day of December 2021. Same be paid after council's review if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for same, and that's in the amount of $203,293.33.
Okay, we need a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater.
Yes.
Okay, next we have council comments. Any council comments?
I have two.
Okay.
Steve?
No.
From the Mountainside Restoration Committee, just a reminder to please consider donating your unwanted vehicle to support historic reservation in our borough. Most vehicles, working or not, are eligible for free pickup. To donate, you can call 855-500-7433 or go to mountainsidehistory.org. Also, from the Restoration Committee, if you're cleaning out a home for any reason, whether you're moving, downsizing, handling estate, please consider the Restoration Committee's estate sales to do the work for you. If you're interested in this, please do call 908-789-9420, or again, there's more information on mountainsidehistory.org. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just want to wish everybody happy holidays, be well, be safe, and thank you for everything that you have done for the community. That's all.
Okay, I have a couple of comments. The first one is I want to thank Rudy at Mosaico Restaurant. Back on, I believe it was December the 8th, he cooked and delivered through our senior meals program 130 meals to our seniors at no cost to the seniors. It was a great gesture on his part. I met with him actually on Saturday to just congratulate him and thank him. He just felt that the community supports his restaurant, and he wanted to give back to the community. So he offered to donate 130 meals to the Senior Meals Program. I commend him and thank him for his generosity. Also, I want to thank everyone that attended the tree lighting. Specifically, I wanted to thank Anthony's Tree Service, who was able to help work with Mountainside Beautiful to get the lights on the tree. As always, I want to thank Mountainside Beautiful for the decorations they have in the flower pots downtown and for their contribution to the tree lighting. I also wanted to thank the Girl Scouts. They did double duty at the tree lighting. They first sang at the Headfield House at their event that they held. Then they came across the street and they sang at the tree lighting. It's always a great kickoff to the holiday season. I think we had over 100 Girl Scouts this year, so it was fantastic. I want to thank the fire department for getting Santa Claus here. It's always nice for the kids to see Santa Claus come racing on a fire truck across Route 22. So other than that, I want to wish everyone, a Merry Christmas, a safe holiday, and a Happy New Year. With that, we need a motion to adjourn the public meeting.
So moved.
You have a second?
Mayor, I just wanted to add one thing, please.
Sure.
Just wanted to say thank you to the rabbi for setting up the menorah down. There was a nice turnout for the lighting with the menorah. Some people made comments about the size of the menorah, and they were saying during the lighting that they're looking for donations to put a bigger menorah downtown. So if anybody's interested in donating towards a bigger menorah, they can reach out to the rabbi. So.
Or you can reach out to Bob.
That's it.
Okay, again, then we had a motion, we had a second, so the meeting is now adjourned.